You're tired of getting destroyed every game in Madden 26 because you can't store enough points. But don't worry, because I just helped this player completely transform his offense, and so long as you use one of these 3 playbooks, you're going to be doing the same thing. Let's jump right into it. The first playbook we're going to be talking about is the Jacksonville Jaguars, because they have some crazy setups that you've never seen before. Alright, and so we are in the play motion dig under from doubles flex Y off close. Alright, we're going to have them in random defense, okay? And I'm going to show you a couple of different setups from this this particular play. But all you're going to do, you're going to put your tight end on a drag. You're going to put B on a drag as well. Or excuse me, you're going to put your tight end on a crosser, B on a drag, block your running back. You see, we're going to take the snap, and they're going to blitz us, and we're going to be perfectly fine because we have a mesh concept. I want to point out something that's super unique and, you know, very overpowered about this play in particular. So if we come to the instant replay right here, right, look at this route. This is a route that gets off the line way faster and runs across the field way faster than this is if it was just a regular drag route. It's kind of just a stock route on the play, and it's very, very dangerous. I don't know why. I don't know how I'm lagging in an offline game, but this is honestly crazy. But we're going to take the snap again right here, random defense. All right, and you're going to see it right there where Brian Thomas Jr. on that route is going to get behind the defender. You see how that guy was actually in off-man coverage, and it really doesn't have a whole lot to do with his speed, Brian Thomas Jr.'s speed, or the DB speed. It really just comes down to this route. This route is kind of glitched and broken where he's going to run up the field and bend this route off way better than a typical shriek. All right, this is a slot fade, really, and it kind of functions the same way where as you see, as he continues running further and further down the field, he creates more separation, and we're able to really get that pass in there. All right, so we're going to take the snap once again, and you're going to see man cut or match coverage actually right here, but we're just going to have our drag wide open. I'm speed bursting all around the field, and we have a great play. So you're able to see with that play motion dig under, again, from this doubles flex Y off close formation, you have a route that essentially, if they want to run man coverage, it's just going to run right past their defense. Right here, they're in more of a zone, so they're going to defend it well, but you're able to see we have our drag open here. We also have our drag open here along with our crosser right here. So 3 really good routes from that play, but the Jaguars isn't done there, because obviously we're all tired of dealing with nickel double mug mid blitz 0, all right? And so if we come into quarterback zone right here, this is a play that's straight out of my offensive ebook, which the link for that will be in the description and the pinned comment. But this is a fantastic play against mid-blitz because they're going to have absolutely no chance to defend this play. This is one of the easiest plays that you could ever call. I mean, just look at this, where that safety just takes a terrible pursuit angle, and if Trevor Lawrence can turn on the Jets, we're going to be able to pick up a huge gain down the field. I'm not kidding. You call this 10 times, you probably pick up a huge gain nearly all 10 times. You know, it's just that easy. You can spin back inside against their whole defense. You can really do whatever you want, but the reason, again, why this works is because you're able to seal the edge so well, right? If we look at the replay, we're able to get our tight end to block this defensive end. We're able to get our running back to step up and block that top safety, who, again, doesn't really know what's going on, takes a terrible pursuit angle. And then the real key, though, is that they have 3 wide receivers, they have all of their DBs on one side of the field, right? And so we're just going to run the opposite way. This defensive end comes in free, but he has no one to, he can't do anything, right? And so you just have a massive numbers advantage over here to this side where they only have 4 players, and you're able to get 5 blockers to run over there, and you get a double team, and then you're able to get out to the edge. They're going to have no chance. So this Jaguars playbook, one that you seriously need to take a look at because of its ability to attack the meta. All right, before I show you the last 2 playbooks you need to try out, I want to remind you to go down below, hit that subscribe button, and check out my Jaguars offense ebook. Again, I have the link in the pinned comment so that you can access this full scheme and start dominating on offense. All right, but that next playbook I'm going to show you is the San Francisco 49ers playbook. They have some plays that will absolutely break zone coverage. Alright, so that first play that I'm going to show you is going to be right here from gun empty bunch tight. Alright, you're going to come into this play clear deep. Oh my goodness. So you're going to see right here, they're going to be in cover 3 most likely, right? They're showing you single high safety, but actually, no, I'm wrong. They're in man coverage. But the great thing is, this play is designed to beat zone, but it can still torch man just because you have a free release on your running back route out of the backfield. Great throw there by Brock Purdy, but you're able to see, I mean, it really doesn't matter who you have in that spot. You're going to have that open, right? More man coverage, right? Christian McCaffrey's a great guy to do it with, and here's the thing. When you get into the open field, you have the opportunity to, obviously, like we talk about in previous videos, speed burst. But right here, all right, let's see. Can we get them in cover 2? I'm going to go ahead and just put them in cover 2 just for the sake of it, all right? All right, so I want you to pay attention to this defender right here in this mid-read, all right? This guy right here. He's going to get glitched out when you call this play, clear deep. All right, we're going to step up in the pocket, and you see how he completely leaves the middle of the field. Now, right there, my tight end happened to get, bumped like crazy. But I want you to just pay attention to how he just vacates this middle of the field, right? And so, for some reason, my game's lagging, which makes this very annoying. But you're going to see how, boom, this guy's going to just leave the middle of the field, which leaves, he's supposed to be covering it in a mid-read. And so when we just run our fade right behind him, you're going to have an easy one-play touchdown over the top. All right, so we're going to call our defense one more time, and you're going to see how that mid-read defender, like I just showed you, is going to leave the middle of the field, leaving that route wide open. All right, one last time here, you're going to see, boom, 41 leaves that man wide open, blue pass, wide open touchdown down the field. So this play literally breaks zone coverage, all right? But the great thing is, I showed you it against man, I just showed you it against cover 2, but even if they want to run, like, for example, cover 3, then you're just going to be looking right up the seam. Right, so you don't have to make any hot routes, and then boom, you're just looking to pass lead that ball inside right up the seam, or you can just look for your tight end right up the seam. So this play, clear deep, literally breaks every coverage pretty much in the game. But we're not done yet with this 49ers playbook, because we're going to come into gun trips X nasty, all right? This is one you need to pay attention to, because it will, again, just break their man coverage here this time. So I gave you one that breaks zone, play, couple route concepts. Here, this breaks man, all right? So it doesn't really matter who you put at this position, RB. He's going to be running our slot fade. Now, the great thing about slot fades are this play in particular, you get one stock. All you want to do, press Y, then RB, and then you're going to press RB again to smart route him. All right, you have to smart route the slot fade, because in order to custom stem him up, that's how you're going to do it. So you're going to custom stem him up one notch. Now, I would recommend that you have a good route concept behind it to give yourself some checkdowns, because this is a longer developing route that you need to, understand and be able to set up correctly. All right, and so we're just going to go ahead and take the snap, and you're just going to watch Jawan Jennings on this slot fade, where when you lob that pass over the top, and given Brock Purdy has a noodle arm, but you can just see how that receiver is able to pretty easily just get behind that defensive back. All right, so you're going to see right here, he gets off the press pretty well, he runs upfield, and then he's able to bend the route off towards the sideline. Jawan Jennings is actually kind of slow, I'm just going to be honest with you, but you see how he's able to get behind this DB right here, and you have a little bit faster guy, he's going to be able to get behind that guy even better. But again, you want to make sure that you have a good route concept called behind the play, so that if you don't have time to throw the slot fade, you still have a positive play. All right, so we're going to double drag them right here, and we're going to go ahead and take this snap, and then I'm just going to try to lob that slot fade over the top. So you can see how I have it, but then again, that's why I tell you to make sure that you have 2 drags in the field. And it's crazy, like, this whole video, I've just been getting shedded. I've had people wide open, and we just can't get the passes off. Kind of bad pocket presence here, but you're able to see where you have your 2 drags, right? And that's going to give you a good safety blanket. And you also, you have this tight end post over the top. But this route, getting behind this DB, a regular streak would never do this. I showed you it in the Jaguars playbook with the motion dig under play. Well, this play is pretty much the same concept, where you have a slot fade. He's going to bend the route off towards the sideline and give you a great throw down the field. So 49ers playbook, 2 great plays, 2 great formations for you to take advantage of. All right, and to end it off, the playbook that you need to seriously consider the most is an off-meta playbook that no one's seen before, so you're going to have a great advantage on offense. Let me show you. All right, so the first play that I want to show you is this one shot fade cross that is super lethal, obviously, against cover 2. All right, so we're going to put our tight end on we're going to put Y on a shriek in this case, and then we're going to put our tight end A on a drag, okay? All right, so we're going to take the snap, try to call in everything beater. We're just going to hit our drag right there. Easy opportunity. So obviously this play is designed to be able to beat cover 2. That's why you have your slot fade on the field, but that's why it's also important to call everything beaters. Right here, we're just going to be looking right at the seam to DK Metcalf, and we're just going to turn on the jets and get out of there, speed burst out of there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just easy when you call plays that can actually beat every defense, right? Against man coverage, you're going to be looking for your drag and crosser. Against cover 2, you're going to be looking a lot of the time for your fade or your crosser, right? But the great thing is you have a drag route, which is going to be able to beat every single defense in the game, just like that. Even when, you know, maybe they want to double team it, right? And we're actually going to put them in cover 2. Enough of all these other coverages, man. You're going to play against cover 2 a lot, and it's very important that you have a play that can just beat it every time. Like, you're going to see this one shot fade cross right there down the sideline, and we're able to turn that into a big play. So it's just a very easy play to be able to attack every defense. But even if we go ahead and want to run this against cover 3, right, you just want to make sure that you're on the other hash mark. All right, so now you have your 2 receivers right here on the short side. It's going to be the same route concept, because you're going to see right here where you're just going to try to pass lead that out there to the sideline, giving your quarterback can make an accurate throw. But when you're able to call that on the short side, you understand that this particular player right here, this outside third, is going to be caught in between both of these receivers. And so then you're just going to throw this pass right here. Easy completion right there on the sideline. You can also, obviously, like I told you earlier, have your drag, step up in the pocket, and hit your crosser. So this one, shot fade cross, another really great play that has a great use case, cover 2 and cover 3 defenses, but it's also an everything beater. I'm not done yet, though. Because if we come in a gun bunch X nasty, this is another everything beater, right? You know, bunch X nasty, one of the best formations, if not the best in the game, and you can take advantage of it right here. All right, so you're just going to call the route concept just like this. You're going to put B on a shriek, and you're just going to take the snap. Bring your guy in motion, and this time they're obviously going to be in cover 3, and so then you're just going to be looking to throw your auto motion wheel right there on the sideline. I'm not kidding. There's a reason why every pro player comes out in bunch X nasty and either calls it or audibles. It's because they want to get a tell with this play. Right here, they're going to run man coverage, and so then we're just going to hit our crab route out of the backfield again. When you get in open space, in the open field, you have the opportunity to speed burst all around the field and turn that into big money. All right, we're going to take the snap again right here. We're going to see more cover 3, and so then we're just going to look to our, you know, route right there. I'm hitting, I shouldn't have spun, but you can just see how this is just an easy play. Man coverage, cover 2, cover 3. I didn't even put them in cover 2 yet, which we will right here, right? So we're just going to go ahead and take this snap. Everyone's open against cover 2, literally. I mean, you're going to have your wheel open. You're going to have your tight end post route running over the top 2. Look how open everyone is in this play, right? So this play, motion cross post, again, in my Steelers offensive ebook at the link in the description, pinned comment, but it's able to beat every defense, and that's why it's the best play in the game. All right, if you enjoyed any of those 3 playbooks, I encourage you to go subscribe. I break down the best offensive playbooks in Madden 26 every single week. But if you want a full comprehensive guide to either the Jaguars, Steelers, and I have many more offensive ebooks coming, go to the link down below in the description, pinned comment, grab my offensive ebooks today at my website, and you can use code WELCOME to get 20% off. But if you need a great defense to pair with one of these offensive playbooks, check out this video right here where I break down my Vikings defensive ebook for free. I'll see you over there.